Neverending Chain by Dragon Translator. Chapter 75. A Truth and a Want. The Typhoomerang lifted his head and looked towards Hiccup. I heard my father, young Alpha. I know what to do. Hiccup did not react, since doing so would make the Meathead members and Padrick question what was going on. He instead looked to Steinar. Back there, he began, pointing in the direction Steinar and Padrick came from. There is a river where we got our blood-bane eel. He looked at the Meathead tribe. Only one, he said, letting the thing within his soul quote his words. Remember that. Thuggery glared at him, but Kieran and Mathis nodded their heads. Steinar clapped Thuggery on the shoulder. Hiccup winced at the force. Knowing from the grimace on Thuggery's face, it was not a friendly pat. Come, lad, Steinar said. Been a bit since I be fishing. I'd be for helping you get that eel. Padrick, you be coming? I be staying, if it be okay. Padrick said, I be wishing to speak to Hiccup anyways. Steinar lifted an eyebrow. Hiccup watched Padrick nodded his head. Steinar tipped his head, and then with a less than gentle push, had Thuggery walking away from the group. Kieran and Mathis followed, all three ignoring Thuggery's yelling protests about Steinar's treatment of him. Padrick waited until they disappeared over a hill, before turning to Hiccup. You be controlling these dragons more than you let on, Padrick began. Hiccup's eyes narrowed at the tone. Padrick sighed. Sorry. I be used to speaking in a hard tone with the young stepping into the guard back home. They seem to believe I not be knowing nothing, even though I be a guard most of me adult life. Sounds like Snotlout before he started caring for Hookfang, Fishlegs commented. He be reminding me of several I trained a few years back. Padrick looked at the dragons, as Toothless stood to his paws. Hiccup ignored the man, turning his attention to his brother. Toothless snorted and gave him a gummy smile. Hiccup returned it. The nest dragons cheered when Toothless stretched his wings straight up and then curled them against his sides again. The Typhoomerang lowered his head. Toothless looked up to him. That was brave, young Windshrieker, the Typhoomerang said, to eat that waterworm in order to save your brother's life. I am sorry I tried to attack you, before learning why you were acting as you were. I am sorry to have disturbed your nap. Damn dragons are talking to each other, ain't they? Hiccup blinked. They had almost 7 months to get used to the dragon speaking, and only a few days to remember that not everyone had the ability to understand. In his elations that his brother was back on his paws, Hiccup did forget Padrick was still one of those who could not hear the common tongue. Brother, he did come with the other one to help, and he did stand between us and those other humans, Toothless said, swinging his gaze towards Hiccup. Hiccup? Padrick said. Hiccup looked at him. Damn dragons ain't animals, like we all believed, are they? They can speak and understand us, and they look to you as a leader. I be knowing loyalty, and I be knowing the actions of one to bow to another. They act like you are their chief. Hiccup glanced at Fishlegs. You always seem to know what is right, Hiccup, Fishlegs said. Hiccup tipped his head. You are my friend, Fish. I trust your opinion. Fishlegs smiled. I've been watching him, Hiccup. He hasn't looked at any dragon in disgust since we told him the tale of the Red Death. I have also seen him stop Bainson from saying or doing things, both to others in the tribe and to the dragons. Hiccup turned back to Padrick. Me nephew be as stupid at times as his father, Padrick said. I be against the marriage between Hildra and Wolfsbane, 'cause the man be stupid and prideful. Padrick shrugged. I be overruled. I know Bainson be blaming you for his poor dying, but it be the man's own fault. If'n you be the one to keep weapons sharp, then he be needing to suck up his pride and let you. I've seen no evidence ye be bad at that job. I be seeing the weapons the others in the tribe be carrying, and all of them be saying you and that gobber fellow be making 'em. All them be praising your work. Fishlegs sighed and rubbed the back of his neck. Sadly, it wasn't always that way. Wolfsbane wasn't the only one who did not want Hiccup touching their weapon before the end of the war. Fish. No, Hiccup. He will need to know why Wolfsbane thought that way. Why it was accepted, even applauded. Why Baneson was allowed to keep you from the morning and midday meals. We were stupid back then. All of us. He needs to know that. There be more to the tale than you just shooting down the Night Fury and find it in the woods and befriending it instead of killing it? Hiccup sighed. Toothless nudged his hand. Tell him, brother. We are with you. Hiccup took a deep breath. There is a lot more to that tale, and a lot more to the dragons than any of us could ever think before the war ended. I will let Fish tell you the truth of why I shot Toothless down. I dislike thinking, much less speaking of that time. As for the truth of the dragons, that will have to wait until we are back on book. I have to speak to my father, as we were to let the other chiefs know about the thing before spreading it all around the archipelago. Patrick tilted his head. Be patient, and wait for the truth if you be thinking it'd be better to tell all the chiefs first. I'll be needing to know why that lad, he added, tipping his chin towards Fishlegs, be looking as if he swallowed a rank salmon in one go. Even it be the reason why Baneson be acting a fool, I canna stop him effectively without knowing. Hiccup looked at Fishlegs and nodded his head. He then turned and placed his forehead against Toothless's. Its Fishlegs began explaining. Everyone! Tough called, we've had a breakthrough! Astrid looked up from where she was aiding Gita and Gobber to hand out the remedy. Stoic was still sipping his, since the brew had to be placed into the back of the fire and drawn while warm. Snotlout had been given a double dose, since he still believed he was trying to liberate the dragons from harsh living agreements, though the terrors begged to let the funny man stay sick so that they could laugh more. Her father was sitting with Stoic, and the rest of the tribe was in line to get theirs. All stopped and looked up at the twins. We have discovered that if you boil yak milk, you can freeze it on a stick and dip it into a variety of tasty flavourings. Tough continued. Astrid groaned. She looked at Gita, finding the mage biting her knuckle and blinking tears from her eyes. Gita caught her eye and snickered. Astrid snorted. This must have happened in the tale Gita knew. She would have to ask Gita about it later. Better make theirs a triple dose, Gobber said. Whoever had thought of freezing perfectly good milk? I never heard of anything so barbaric in my life. Astrid slipped away and out of the hall. As Shadowfire, laying near the big fire, explained ice cream was a great thing back in his and his family's homeland. She shut the door on Gobber's response. There was only so much of the twins and their shenanigans she could take right now. The sun was sinking behind the horizon, and Hiccup was not back yet. She knew Toothless would need a moment to recover, but each heartbeat that passed without Hiccup caused Astrid to worry. She could not leave the nest. He trusted her to keep it safe and sound, but she wanted to. She wanted to get Stormfly and head back to Eel Island. She had to know Hiccup was safe. She had to know Toothless was okay, and that his eating that eel did not cause lasting harm. She even wanted to know how Fishlegs fared in aiding Hiccup to deal with a sick Toothless and whatever else happened on that island. Mostly, she just wanted Hiccup home so that she could hold him and he could hold her. A want her former self before the war stopped would have scoffed at. A want that was as natural as breathing now. A want that had her mother grinning and winking at her at different times during the day. Excuse me, a welcomed voice said from above. You should be indoors, young lady. You'll catch your death of cold out in this weather. Astrid spun, looking up. Hiccup! You're okay! Hiccup smiled and patted Toothless's head. We all are. Come with us up to my house. We'll tell you everything that happened. Fish? He added, looking to the larger Viking. Thank you. I don't know what I would have done without you being there. Come with us too. You deserve to tell this tale. Elder in the making. End of chapter. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed this one. I like Padrick now. Like, I didn't hate him before, but I was wary of him. But dang, this guy is smart and very observant and is willing to listen. Like, very open-minded. I appreciate that. And Astrid being so worried about Hiccup is just beautiful. Anyway, you guys know the drill. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell to get notified for whenever I upload a new video. Have a good day, night, or whatever time zone you're in. Bye, my guys and all bunny pals. I'll see you in another video. Take care.